If you're coming to the bottom end of Yorks for a family getaway, you might want to consider some of the great summer holiday options, like a Learn to Surf class at Berry Bay. Located a good 250 kilometres from Adelaide is a break that, if you're careful and treat it with the respect it deserves, won't break any bones or your spirit as you try to master the waves. Neptunes Surf Coaching run regular classes here at the bottom of the boardwalk at the Northern Car Park. When I caught up with instructor Mark Harris, conditions were a little overcast. Perhaps about as gloomy as my prospects of getting up on one of his many soft-top beginner boards. According to Mark, Berry Bay is the gentlest break on a stretch of coastline that contains some top quality waves. For me, this is going to be the ideal conditions.
Perfect, yeah, perfect Berry Bay for beginners, for learning.
You've never lost the beginner?
Never.
So with that calming endorsement, we get started, with me feeling about as nimble as Mark's mascot. Old Clean here is a regular at Neptunes Surf Coaching, where the syllabus requires no previous experience, just a little flexibility.
You need some more yoga.
Yeah, I do. Not more, just any. And a preparedness to listen to a bloke who knows this coastline like the back of his hand. With some instruction about beach conditions and the warm-up out of the way, Mark gets down to business, making it look all too easy.
Now, if you look at my feet, guys, they stay in the same spot every time I get up. You've got to imagine there's a line in the centre of the board. That's where my weight is, dead centre all the time. From the side here, I'm gone, I'm going to wipe out.
With creaking joints and regrets about a breakfast I should have skipped, we're into it. Here on the sand, the recipe seems so simple. Paddle, catch wave, spring to feet, and just add water. Soon enough, that's what we're about to do. This spot is just around the bend from Corny Point, and Berry Bay has been chosen because it's a shallow beach and has what's called spilling waves. So in surfer terms, that means they're forgiving waves, which is something I like to hear, because right down this coast, all the way to Marion Bay, you've got about 20 world-class reef breaks, which really test surfers to the limit. By mid-morning, Berry Bay is testing me and the other crew to varying degrees. Soon enough though, I feel like I'm getting a very feeble grip on this surfing caper. And just when I do, another classmate makes it look ridiculously easy. Here persistence pays, as it no doubt did for our instructor Mark Harris. We all have to walk before we can run, and by surfing standards, Mark is one hell of an athlete, swapping locations and waves like this for something a little more challenging. Toe-in surfing is the new frontier for many big wave riders, as young Josiah Smucker knows only too well. South Australia has its fair share of toe-in breaks, where board riders use a buddy on a jet ski to hurl them into some of the most frightening of waves. These photos of Mark on water patrol at the Fantastic Noodles Junior Invitational Big Wave Contest near Streaky Bay are proof of just what's out there.
Anything 15, 20 foot wipeout, it's a pretty intense pounding. It's a pretty good beating.
So you stay underwater a fair time?
Yeah, you can be up underwater for up to 30 seconds. I had a pretty big hold down on the west coast for about 45 seconds I was under.
45 seconds?
Yeah, but you just got to relax and
How do you
try
relax?
and go with it. Just think of a nice spot, like have a nice relaxing spot that you always in your memory to come back to.
Right.
Just relax and not fight it, so
Yeah.
you don't use up the oxygen and you're relaxing your muscles and just go with it.
As the class ends, I'm conjuring up nice images of me standing. And then finally, I'm up again, for a short while at least. Well, that was moderately successful. Board selection is everything. Initially, I was using a board that was more appropriate for a 75 kilo surfer, which I am not. But once I tied it up to old Titanic here, things got a lot better. Neptunes Surf Coaching conducts surf classes all year. To book a session with Mark at Yorks or somewhere closer to town, contact him on 0417 839 142.
Hands up, I'd love to do that sometime.